Okay, perfect.
What's the story behind Curse One?
What? Well, we'll talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Relax, dude. It's my interview.
Tony walked over.
Hey guys, it's me, Izzy. I'm here at Bronx Native Shop. Here, I'm about to talk to Amaurys and Gary Kemp. So let's go inside of the shop. All right, guys. Welcome back to the IzzyVerse. I'm excited to have this interview with some guys I've known for quite some time here. I got Amaurys of Bronx Native.
Yeah.
And I got Gary from Creative One Comics and any other thing comic book based, right?
Yes, indeed.
All right, let's start with Amaurys. Amaurys, talk to me a little bit about Bronx Native. What is Bronx Native all about?
Yes, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for coming to the Bronx Native Shop and for wanting to highlight us and interview us. Always a pleasure, and a pleasure to be here with Gary, Creative One Comics, longtime partner of ours and collaborator. So Bronx Native. Bronx Native is a multi-layered brand. It's a multi-layered ecosystem that embraces, that highlights what the Bronx truly is, right? We embrace, we showcase the Bronx through art, media, apparel, events, and more. Right now, you're at the Bronx Native Shop. This is an inclusive space for expression, for entrepreneurship, for creatives, for our people. We also have studios. We have a platform called Tag Up. We have recording studios. We have event spaces where we do weekly events, open mics for people to be able to express themselves, you know, be creative, connect, grow, build, and all that good stuff. For me, Bronx Native, you know, started as a passion project. I wanted to see our people be represented accordingly. I wanted to see our people evolve, to be empowered, to be inspired, and that's what this brand does, right? We're here to fight for social causes. We're here to fight for things that the Bronx go through on a day-to-day basis, and we're here to succeed. We want equity. We want to see our kids grow and change that narrative and that stigma that for a long time the Bronx has had. You know?
Yeah, I look at this shop, man, and I took video, and you guys are gonna see the videos pretty soon. And I see just nostalgia. Yeah. That's what I see. I see everything I remember growing up as a kid. You know, from the Café Bustero there, you know, seeing a poster of DMX over there, and just Bruckner Boulevard. Yes. Just everything I see here really encapsulates what the Bronx is all about, right?
Yeah.
And what drew you to making something like this? How did this came into your mind? And obviously, it must have morphed into something bigger than you imagined. Because, you know, definitely. You're all over the place, bro.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, for us, it was heavily important to create an experience, right? We didn't not only want to create a retail store to sell merchandise. We want to create a multi-purpose space that people can come in. There's events. You know, you feel something when you come in here. You feel an authentic Bronx experience. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to embrace our culture and our history, right? The Bronx is beautiful. You know, our story is incredible. And for us to visually showcase that through the props, through the merchandising, through the all the events we do is something incredible, you know. This came about, you know, it was actually very organic how the shop came about. At first, we were doing a lot of pop-up events, pop-ups at a chicken spot, you know, vending at community events, and then the opportunity came about for us to open up a pop-up shop here in this space. It was empty for about 2 years, and, you know, we saw an amazing opportunity. And I've never worked in retail my whole life, or had a space like this. And I said, me and my sister, which are the co-founder of the brand, we said, you know what, we're gonna open this up. We're gonna be here for 2 weeks. We wanna have impact. We're gonna have an event every single day. We're gonna make sure that it's an interactive experience. When people come in the shop, they can tag up, right? They can leave their mark. It's more than just a retail store, right? It's an experience, it's a vibe, and it's really what the Bronx feels like, looks like, and is. Quickly, you know, we saw the impact of the shop very quickly. In a week, we sold out all of our merchandise. We had all the platforms, news platforms, social media platforms showcasing what we've been doing. And then the opportunity arose for us to have a physical permanent shop here, which we took. And 5 years later, you know, we're still here on October 2nd. We're about to hit our 5-year anniversary.
Congrats.
So it's a beautiful thing. Yes, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, and I've done shows here with this man right there.
Yeah,
Gary Cam. He's been quiet. He's usually not this quiet, guys. But Gary, tell me how you met Amaurys.
Yeah. No, you can start.
No. I want you to go. I want you to go.
No, we got to make him talk.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. How we met?
Yeah.
Well, he's a little camera shy right now, apparently.
No. We met at BCC. We both were Bronx City College students, and it was a show. A friend of ours, Carlos San Pedro.
Yes. Shout out to Carlos. Shout out to BCC, Lisa, all the people.
In fact, I knew him before we even met because the guy Carlos San Pedro, he used to go like, this amazing kid called Mauri, and blah 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 blah. And I was like, really? He is. And then when he introduced us, and we were like, you gotta work. He put us together. He was like, you gotta work with him. He got the spirit. He's like you, but more intense. I was like, wow, you know. So that's how we met. We met like about 5 years ago. Was it 6 years ago?
Maybe like six. Yeah.
And I didn't. And then you know, I didn't know he's a big comic book fan, and he loves what we do. And then when you find out what we do, comic books based in the Bronx and superheroes, and then you know, he just like, we got to do something together. So we decided a couple of years ago to take books that we had, graphic novels, put it together, 2 of them. One was like a Vampires in the Bronx, The Hat That You're Wearing, Mala Noche. And then the other one is Triple Threat, Superheroes in the Bronx. So we decided to put it together and then put his label on it and then give it that extra push. And the books were doing good. We were pushing the book for years, but then once we put Bronx Native on it and then we had his support and then he signs it, he co-signed it, it just gives the book more legs. So yeah,
it's collaborating, right?
Yeah, collaborating.
It's making that network.
I mean, it's a couple-year-old book, but then with his input, it just took it to another level. And then
1 year we went to Comic-Con. We were together in the booth. You know, that was a successful year. We sold out.
That was the first year you went to Comic-Con.
That's your first Comic-Con?
No. I was going to Comic-Con for 10 years.
No, but with us.
Oh, with them. Yeah. I'm a loyal fan of the Comic-Cons. You already know.
And he was green. He was
green. You agreed to come?
He was like, let me sell the book for $5. I was like, are you crazy?
So yeah. we set something up and we said, you know, we're gonna be there, and we really represented the Bronx. You know, we had some merch, we had the comic book, we were able to meet Stan Lee and sign one of the shirts, right? Is up there.
Oh, they can't see.
I got it. No, I got it. Don't worry.
He's gonna cut to it.
Oh, I
got the cuts, man.
I was gonna lift my shirt. Like, hey,
no, nobody wants to see that. This is a PG show, bro.
It's a family show.
It's a family show, okay?
Yeah.
But I've worked with Gary plenty of times, right? Me and Gary go back 25, 26 years.
He used to draw comics for us.
And I did some stuff for him. We sat at the tables, we did the art.
He's a convention artist, a great illustrator.
So I've been to every one of the Comic-Cons.
Every single
Comic-Con I've been to.
Oh, you missed the one?
I've never missed any
What about the one that was on COVID, during COVID?
That didn't happen. So that don't count. But I did watch the video, the virtual comic.
Oh, virtual.
So yes, that counts. I was there. I watched it on Saturday morning. But talk to me a little bit about C1 Comics. Tell me a little bit about Creative One, your artists, your platform, everybody that's involved in it.
Again, real quick. I mean, Creative One Comics, C1 Comics, same difference. I mean, we've been doing this, me and my creative partner, Ed Muzan, like maybe 30 years. We met at Forbidden Planet back in the days. And then the way we met was so interesting because there used to be a guy, shout out to Zulu Nation, he used to be a Zulu Nation member, and he loved comic books. So we talking about, and he's like, yo, you know, my boy, blah, blah. And one day Ed comes in, and I'm talking about the same guy. And right there's like synergy, like bam. And we never stopped talking. To this day, his mother's like, you guys talking about comic books? Like it's 30 years ago. So we've been putting out books for like maybe 20 years. Everything on the ground. You know, and sometimes we go mainstream, but we always keep it underground. And then we keep it raw, real, honest. And then we do Bronx-based superhero. We have like vampires in the Bronx, and we have superheroes in the Bronx. So with those two brands, we're working on them. We have new brands that we're working on. We have other new artists who are working with us. So we have, Sean Hill, we got Izzy, he's a part-time artist, Dwayne, Lucera. We have so many artists. And then we work right now with Ivan Velez, who's got Monster in the Bronx. Do you have a copy of Monster in the Bronx?
Right there.
Do I have a copy of Monster in the Bronx? Yeah, this book
we were
is
talking
amazing.
about that, me and Sean.
Yeah, so this book is an amazing book. This book is basically put out by Ivan Velez. Anyone want to know Ivan Velez? He's like a former DC comic book artist, writer, creator of Blood Syndicate. So, he's still writing, creating books. So he decided, he lives in the Bronx. So he's like, hey, you guys want to put something inside here? So I said, yeah. So we got a short interview with myself, and then we got Sean Hill's illustration. So this is like a retail $10, but it's still a great book because it has short stories, illustrations, everything. So, and then with that, we put me and Monty together as a team. We put out the Bronx Age Triple Threat.
Those are the variants, aren't they?
Yeah, variant covers. And then this is specially made for this store, the novella, the vampire novella. So,
Let's get it. Yeah.
So these are the two books that we currently put out. We're gonna do color version and they're coming out very soon. So everything we do, the pandemic slowed everything down, but now we're gonna go hardcore and we're gonna start taking all the old material, coloring it, and then we're gonna get an actual publisher, put it in store, distribution. It takes a lot of work to do a comic.
All the stuff that goes with making.
So I'm learning from this man over here. So
you gotta make it happen. It's a lot.
It's a lot. The groundwork that's always put into place is always the hardest.
But I do remember when we did the show, he was like so in awe, everything, and I'm like, what we doing is nothing. I'm sure you could take this 10 times levels that we can't take, and he did. So when I see this guy with Slick Rick, the President of the United States of America, Fat Joe, Remy, I'm like, and Ruben did, like, you made it, man.
It's only the beginning. It's only the beginning. For me, I've always been a multi-dimensional artist and a creative. I've expressed myself, even before Bronx Native, I had my own creative agency where we was providing multimedia services, graphic design, video, branding, all that good stuff. And even before that, I was content creating on YouTube. I was being a photographer. I was creating logos. So I've always been tapped into many different realms and many different art forms. And comic book, and I've always been a comic book fan, of course, comic books, all the
series. Who's the guy you met at your Cardinal Hayes? Who's the
George Perez.
Yeah, shout out to George Perez.
Shout out to George Perez. Up Hayes and all his loyal men. Yeah, when I was a senior, I wasn't even a senior, I think. I was like a junior. I was like best artistic, most artistic of my class. And I was always involved in many art projects. And one of the things, I was able to draw something for George Perez.
That's awesome.
And he critiqued it. It was like a Teen Titans vibe.
Oh, there you go.
Because he was
that's his gig.
Yeah. So, so that, and those moments are pivotal moments, are amazing moments because it shows you, you're seeing somebody who went to your school, who's from your communities, who is an amazing artist who's working in the fields and DC and all these amazing things.
It's South Bronx.
And that's what we're here to do, you know what I mean? Through all these things that we do, right, really, just like Gary believed in me and we working together and we're building, we want everybody to believe in themselves, to grow, to build, to work together, to collaborate, and to, be tapped into everything, right? We're doing this. We also got crypto events coming up. We have the fashion, right? We have open mics for musicians. We have community events, right? Health awareness, financial literacy, and all these things that I feel like are very important in our communities. And we're like on the front line of this movement and of this amazing thing that is happening.
Right in the heart of the Bronx, right?
We're
what, 138th Street?
One block away from Manhattan.
You got the parole office right across the street.
It's literally the tip of the South Bronx. This is like this is really the South Bronx.
But this is South. When we say South Bronx, you can't
South
get
Bronx.
more South than this South Bronx, right?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And stuff like that. But it's so great to see, the locals doing the work and getting noticed. one thing I always notice when I see your pages on Instagram, Facebook, and all those, I see just the growth that's coming in. You know, the amount of followers you have. You're in the thousands now, right?
Yeah. Facts,
so it's nice. And then you got the YouTube channel going, and all the stuff that's going on there, and Creative One as well. It's just
Twitter.
Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, everything.
So you got the TikTok,
all of it,
Venmo.
Of course, no. Vimeo, you know what I mean? We got all the social media stuff. The MySpace, you had to cut it off. You know, it was outdated. But we got everything else. We in the metaverse too. You already know.
Metaverse.
We're making the Bronx verse.
That's the next thing.
The Bronx verse inside the IzzyVerse, right? That's where we at.
Let's get it,
guys. It's been a blast. Tell me where we can find you. We'll start with Gary. Gary, where we can find you guys?
I'm everywhere he's at.
Again, camera shy again.
Yeah, what's up, everyone? You can find us on all social media platforms, just like you heard, at The Bronx Native. You can come to our physical shop right over here in the heart of the South Bronx, the Boogie Down Bronx, 127 Lincoln Avenue in Mott Haven. And check us out. We have a lot of projects coming up. We have collaborations. We have weekly events at our studio, Tag Up Music, and much, much more. So you already know. Yeah.
Can I plug one thing? The studio, Create Hub. We have a studio there, C1 Studio, and then we have the whole team there. We create art, we paint murals, and we work with Crash and Eric Orr. We have big time artists. So if you want to catch us, go to Create Hub. It's on Canal Place, up here in the Boogie Down Bronx, not too far from where he's at. And just give us a shot.
We're taking over. That's a fact. That's a fact. You already know. Ownership, equity. Let's get it.
Guys, it's been great having you.
Thank you.
We'll be seeing you guys next time in the IzzyVerse.
IzzyVerse. Yeah.